This episode of ETC is brought to you by the Baca Chronicles and Go 90.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to News Day. Oh, I think a real one slipped out.
Yeah. So looking back on The Office, which ran for 9 seasons from 2005 to 2013 and garnered a whole bunch of acclaim while launching the careers of some of today's biggest comedy stars, it's often very easy to forget that 201 episode behemoth was actually an adaptation of a UK sitcom that only ran for 12 episodes.
Yeah, the original Office, created by obviously Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, and starring Gervais as regional manager David Brent, basically invented the modern TV mockumentary style. And in addition to the US adaptation, it also spawned adaptations in France, Israel, Germany, and French Canada.
Yeah, there's 2 French versions, because French Canadians just can't watch a French sitcom, and vice versa.
I don't know, this is too awkward. Calm it down a bit.
Anyway, since it ended back in 2003 with the Office Christmas special, Ricky Gervais has gone on to star in movies and other television shows and become one of the most successful comedians in the world. He's hosting the Golden Globes in like a month. But next summer, he's growing back the goatee to play David Brent again all these years later.
The feature film Life on the Road will follow David Brent 15 years after the events of The Office as he pursues his rock star dreams touring with his band Foregone Conclusion. Some of the best scenes of the original series involved Brent singing his original songs despite no one asking him to. So having David Brent go through a midlife crisis and attempt to become a rock star despite how absurd the idea is, it seems like something that character would totally do.
Oh, absolutely. And in this movie, he ends up spending his pension on it because he believes in the
Oh,
idea
of course.
so much.
Yeah.
So the film will be shot in the same mockumentary style as The Office, and Gervais says this film delves much more into his private life than The Office ever did, and we really get to peel back the layers of this extraordinary, ordinary man.
The film is currently being shot, and over the past couple weeks, Gervais has been sharing photos from the set, showing him in his familiar David Brent office manager look, and also in his rock star Foregone Conclusion look, which is absolutely hideous, but pretty much exactly what you'd expect David Brent to think looks cool.
Yeah. Hoping there's a lot of kicks.
Yeah, a lot of dance moves.
That dance scene.
Yeah.
Gets me every time. We'll have to wait until next August for that movie to be released, but this week we got the long-awaited return of another beloved series, Serial. Last year it became the most successful podcast of all time, with its 13-episode investigation into the 1999 murder of Hae Min Lee and the man who was convicted of the crime, Adnan Syed. And this year, they're focusing on another murky criminal investigation, the case of U.S. soldier Bo Bergdahl.
Bergdahl was stationed in Afghanistan in 2009, and he was captured and imprisoned by the Taliban for nearly 5 years, before he was finally released in May of 2014 in a prisoner exchange. But as more details began to emerge, it turned out that the reason Bergdahl had been captured by the Taliban was because he'd left his base to intentionally desert the army. And a terrible place to do it as well.
Yeah, let's just walk out into Afghanistan.
Yeah, go AWOL in Georgia or whatever the base is.
The worst part is, though, in the process of searching for Bergdahl once he went missing, at least 6 soldiers were killed by Taliban fighters. Though Bergdahl is currently being tried in military court for desertion, and he faces the possibility of life in prison if convicted. So unlike season 1 of Serial, this season deals with an investigation that's actually currently ongoing.
Yeah, but she's still rubbing her nose and, I could do this better than you. I don't know, it's entertaining to listen to, so I like it a lot.
Yeah.
The first episode was released last Thursday, and considering the amount of work that Sarah Koenig put into this all-new season, it's kind of ridiculous that their sponsor MailChimp is still using the same stupidly annoying ad as season 1.
MailChimp? Get out of here.
Shrimp? Anyways, if the season goes at all like the first one, this will be something that everyone will be talking about very, very soon.
All around the Christmas dinner table. So, the murders and all the terrible things,
Yeah.
It was really weird that Serial season 1 got so big around Thanksgiving, Christmas, because everyone's just talking about it.
Well, it was
an actual murder that happened.
Yeah, and it was perfect timing because that's the time when people are traveling or they have time off from work, so they can actually consume. Not that they couldn't do it normally, but podcasts for a lot of people were still a new medium when that kind of blew up. So it was I've got time to figure this podcast thing out now.
I think I solved the Adnan Syed case.
Yeah.
I don't know about this Jay guy.
Well, that's why that one was fun.
People were making fan theories like it was Breaking Bad or something. No, this was an actual thing.
No, probably the same thing's gonna happen with this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on from audio documentaries to video documentaries, Netflix just dropped their first trailer for Making a Murderer, their upcoming 10-episode series about Stephen Avery, who spent 18 years in prison on a false rape charge before being exonerated by DNA evidence, only to end up back in prison 2 years later on actual murder charges.
Now this is clearly Netflix's attempt at making something like The Jinx, and knowing Netflix, they'll probably pull it off really well. All 10 episodes will premiere at once on December 18th, so if you're the kind of person who wants to spend 10 hours of your Christmas holiday watching a documentary about rape and murder, they have you covered.
That's just who I am.
I'm not going to see Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch this documentary.
And the December 18th release is also perfect timing in case Star Wars The Force Awakens ends up being a total disappointment.
Doubt it.
Which probably won't be the case. But it's important to learn from the past. This week, a video has been circulating throughout the internet that shows several news broadcasts from the Star Wars Episode 1 premiere in 1999, and it's a crazy blast from the past.
Yeah, it's easy to forget, but people were probably even more stoked for Episode 1 than they are for Episode 7, because back then we still hadn't been burned by George Lucas. So seeing all these die-hard Star Wars fans' excitement standing in line is kind of surreal, especially when one reporter asks the crowd, "Are there any of you that think this is going to be a lousy movie?" And sure enough, the crowd responds with a resounding,
No way! How
Can't
could
be
it be bad?
possible.
It's more Star Wars.
Yeah.
The fans' reactions after seeing the film are also really bizarre in retrospect because so many of them actually loved it,
Yeah.
with some saying it was better than the originals. The best moment, though, comes at the very end of the video when we finally hear from one Star Wars fan who didn't like it, who says, "Thumbs way down. I think I deserve a public apology from George Lucas."
That man is a visionary.
Yeah. I need to track him down.
He's probably working on this new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully that's not the case though, okay? Please. Anyways, that's our show for this week. Excuse us while we go film 3 weeks more of content in 1 week so that you guys have stuff to watch over Christmas break and so we don't lose our jobs.
We love you.
Bye.